Hi, it's Paul from Hobby Link International. Don't forget, click the subscribe button down there and also the bell to get notified of all the future videos. Still playing catch up with moving videos or copying videos across from the Model Builder International YouTube channel over to the Hobby Link International channel. So there's a new one going up every day, and there will be for a couple of months, 2 or 3 months yet. In fact, I think there's more like 3 or 4 months. So anyway, today we're going to have a look at, this is one of the nuts and bolts. This is issue 25, so one of the older ones, but the information's still good and it's still a very good book. This is all about Flakpanzer 4 and the variants. Okay, so let's see what's inside the book. So this is volume 25 in the Nuts and Bolts series, which is up to in the 40s now. It's on the Flakpanzer 4, but it covers, say, 3 different Flakpanzers: Wirbelwind, Ostwind and Kugelblitz. So, starting off, there's a kit that's been finished. This is one of the Dragon kits. So it starts off with the history of basically German anti-aircraft tanks, basically. Black and white images throughout. Text is German and English. The English is perfect. So it goes into a lot of background about the history of German anti-aircraft tanks, basically. Development of the Wirbelwind, that's the one with the flak feeling in it, 20mm. So it starts back with the, right back at the start with that. Essentially, at the same time that, should we say, the Wehrmacht decided that they needed a flak feeling on a Panzer IV, the 12th SS Panzer Division basically built their own, and then the Wehrmacht sort of looked at the ones that the Hitlerjugend had basically built themselves and basically said, that's a good idea, we're pretty much going to use that. And that's what they did, just a few slight alterations to the turret, but that was essentially what went into production. So then it talks about the production, where they came from, how many there were, lots of technical details. Flakpanzers used for the assault gun branch, then the Wirbelwind on active duty, the numbers that each unit had, unit organisation, raising and service of the 10th Flak SS Panzer Regiment during the Battle of the Bulge. Basically a bit of detail there about their action in the Battle of the Bulge. Photographs throughout, as I said, camouflage and markings, and Wirbelwinds in museums. Then we get to the black and white images. The English captions are as usual perfect, lots of good description of details in the vehicle which, unless you did this for a living, you'd never notice. Going through them again, all sorts of different views of the turrets, the production line. There's the prototype of the Ostwind in the background there. In service, covered in camouflage. This was captured by the British. Obviously damaged ones, blown up ones. These ones are from the Battle of the Bulge, I think. And lots of good photographs of them throughout. Then onto the 1/35th scale drawings. That's the prototype, which is basically what the built by Panzer Regiment 12th SS Panzer Division. That's what they build. That's the production version of it. And then going through all the different views of that. Then we come on to the Ostwind, development of that. Technical details, obviously not as much about this, since Not sure if there's very few made, very few. Camouflage and markings. Again, black and white photographs. 1/35 scale drawings again. In view, so you can see exactly how they're done. And the Flakpanzer Kugelblitz, which never even made it into production. I'm not sure if a prototype was built. It was designed. Basically, this was going to replace all the other, the flak feeling and the Ostwind. And that's basically what it was going to look like. A completely new turret. Lots of details about how it was going to be employed. And that is pretty much as far as they got. The one of the Kugelblitz turrets. So I think there's a couple of those captured, one by British troops, one by American. That's what it's going to look like. Basically it's a totally enclosed turret. Bibliography. Then onto the colour plates, which are usually variations of like S26. If you go to page 26 you'll see that. See the black and white image that these colour plates are based on. So there's plenty of these. That's the verbal wind section. On to more photographs of that. There's one in Canada. These are obviously museum ones that currently exist. And so you get lots of photographs of parts of the vehicle that nobody ever takes photographs of unless you're making a book like this. There's lots of details of those. Tracks, engines, turrets, all sorts of details, everything you might want to look at. They've taken photographs in the museum. So there's tons of those. And then go on to the Ostwind colour plates, the Kugelblitz. These are obviously just hypothetical ideas since no historical wartime photos of a completed Kugelblitz are known. There's the Kugelblitz turret that exists today. And so lots of photographs of that. I think this is the turret of one that was found in 1999. And the vehicle was destroyed, and they're modelling the Flakpanzer, the verbal wind. That goes through a couple of different models, all the kits that are available or were available in different scales. There's not that much out there actually till Dragon came along and produced them. So I was talking through complete builds there. This was, I think somebody's made a verbal wind kit now, but this was one being scratch build. And there you go. So what, 168 pages, the usual couple of hundred photographs of various types of the things. So if you're building basically a Flakpanzer for the verbal wind or the Ostwind, or actually even a Kugelblitz, I'm not sure if anybody makes a kit of that. But this is the only reference book you'll know, and the best place to get them from is direct from the manufacturers. I'll put a link to them in the video underneath in the text.